Welcome to a Vanguard news video without the bullshit. Let's get started. Bushiroad wants to remind you that this year's Tokyo Game Show will feature both Vanguard EX and Vanguard Zero. In case you didn't get into the actual panel or exhibitions you spend over $400 to travel to Japan just to see. Bushiroad Japan is already hyping players to compete in next year's spring tournament by revealing the various promo cards and playmats they can receive in order to bait out the diehard collectors from their mother's basement. Here we have Tenori looking angry at how they designed his sleeves, an anime showing how the early 90s was all about how short your shorts can be before they're in jailbait territory. We got a new wave of promo cards that will either make or break a clan, thus forcing players to actually play tournaments at their locals. Knight of Coloration Mersha is a gold paladin bunny girl that gets 15k power when it's placed a rear guard by a card ability, while you have 6 or more rear guards. Genesis gets a Tanuki dressed in shrine attire that gets 5k power when it's placed on rear guard by placing a card in hand into your soul. And if that was a trigger unit, you can soul charge one card. Stealth Beast Malkajitsune is an Uber Tama furry fox that returns to your hand after boosting a grade 3 unit. Glider Hangura is a Tachikaze fighter jet that gets 10k power during your turn if you have a rear guard with 3 or more equip gauges. Hard Tile Breaker is an over Grappler karate man that lets you draw a card when it's discarded from hand during your turn. Egocentric Flanker is a Spike brother that goes to the soul after being called to rear guard by a card ability in order to give 3 other units 5k power. This new Bermuda Triangle unit with an Ahegao face gives one of your rear guard the boost ability when it's placed to rear guard. And at the end of your turn, you can counter blast one and retire this unit to return one of your rear guard back to your hand. Powdery D Lady is a Mega Carlini waifu that stands one of your other rear guards in rest position and gives it 5k power when she's placed from hand. Great Nature has a new koala that returns a normal unit milled from your deck by retiring itself. And Rosie is a Neonectar druid that lets you counter blast one and retire a grade 0 unit to draw a card and give another unit 5k power after it attacks the Vanguard. Time to bling up your anus, goddammit, not again, because each box of VTD09 has a chance to contain a gold bordered Uranus to keep your shit off the field. Goddammit, this is the last, I promise. 4 Nova Grappler cards were revealed for VBT07 because they are being power creeped by the recent Tachikaze support, thus becoming one of the better Axel clans. Fusing Striker gives an extra 5k power to your front triggers during your drive checks. And when placed on Vanguard or rear guard, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck to add a God Hand Dragon and discard a card if you manage to add it. Blue Wing players are now drooling with envy. Grid Bengal can place a front trigger from your hand to the top of your deck when it's placed on rear guard. Expect Oracle Think Tank players to cry in the comments that Nova Grappler's got a costless and low rarity Tetramagus. Game times to can stand itself once per turn when you check a front trigger on your drive check. It's like Fusing Striker, and Grid Bengal was made to power up this card. God Hand Dragon gives an extra 10k power to your front triggers during your drive checks. And when it attacks, you can counter blast one and discard a card to give this unit an extra drive check and an extra crit if opponent's Vanguard was grade 3 or higher. Expect a lot of weeb players to make a lot of Gundam G references when using this card. VBT07 will contain 2 new rarities called Super Special Rare or SSR because Bushiroad wants to use gacha game lingo and Imaginary Gift Rare or IGR. Because Bushiroad found out that people are more willing to spend on blinging out their gift markers than actually completing their fucking decks. Like the gold bordered Uranus, the SVR in VBT07 will have similar border designs because nobody wants their card's artwork to be obstructed by fancy words. This does also confirm that Astraeus Dragon is a grade 3 unit for Genesis that's also a Star Chanter race, so prepare to replace your asses. Goddammit, I did it again. Finally, get those long fishing rods and ice saws ready for winter, because VEB11 has an official release date as well as unveiling new and returning fish waifus. On top of Revere, Coral and Pacifica are now confirmed to be returning like this was a fucking Nintendo Direct for the next Smash Bros. Character reveal. Looks like everyone is going to be using their long fishing rods tonight in frustration, as colorful Pastrail also returns in what seems to be in grade 2 forms. As some sort of Christmas miracle, Bushiroad has toned down the rarity in VEB11 by only containing one LIR, which will probably be the new cover card in the set, while the 3 VRs will probably be Revere, Coral, and Pacifica. And the SP artworks of the set will be winter themed, so don't expect to see much skin for your long fishing rods to get a bite on, unless you're into fur and winter coats. And that concludes this Vanguard news video. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if you think that Great Nature will be the next Axel clan to utilize a specific trigger check.